Hey everyone, I hope you're having an awesome day. And if you're not, I claim it will be. So let's get started on this peekaboo shirt. So some supplies or items that you will need is your shirt, of course. You will need your fabric to sublimate your image on. And of course, I have my image here. And it's sublimated on nothing but the best Craftin' Besties paper. Alright. You will need a rotary cutter or scissors of your choice, a ruler, a small iron. I'm using my Clover today. And you will also need heat and bond, some type of heat and bond iron-on adhesive. Alright, so let's get started. And first thing you want to do is go ahead and sublimate on your fabric, your separate fabric. The size of this fabric is 11 by 12 and a half. So I cut my fabric out to 1 inch on each side larger than my image. My image is a 10 by 11 and a half. So that's why I made this 11 by 12 and a half. So I'm going to take this over to my heat press and I am going to press this on my fabric, which this is polyester fabric that I bought from Joann's. It's just white 100% polyester fabric, and I'm going to heat press it on this, and I will show you what it looks like. Here's what it looks like sublimated. The colors came out very, very vibrant. You see, colors are popping. So and I love the colors. But since I'm extra, I want to add some glitter vinyl to the red. Just something, a little something extra. So I'm going to place this here. I already cut it out I use Silhouette so for most of my designing. So I cut this out on my Silhouette. And I'm going to press this on there as well. Here's what it looks like with the glitter added to it. I love sparkle. Anything sparkly, I love it. Alright, so now we can start with our with our shirt. Cutting our shirt. And this is my first time making this shirt, y'all, so I'm just kind of like winging it. Most of my projects on my videos were probably my first time doing it. So I'm always crossing my fingers hoping it comes out right. Alright, let's put the shirt down. Open and down on our mat. Now my images, I always measure 3 inches down from the neckline. And that's where I start my image at. So if I want to start it right here, kind of like mark it, because I'm visual, so it's about right there. So yeah, that'll be good. A good spot. I'm going to take my middle of my shirt at the top as well as the bottom. Don't mind my fingernails. My 6-year-old loves to polish my nails. So don't be hating on her because I will come at you. But yeah. So you just fold your shirt, and what I'm doing is I'm aligning the sleeve hem together, or seams together at the top, and I have the middle of my shirt. So you want to just kind of shake it down to the entire shirt is like has that crease in the middle. Just being mindful of where your sleeves are to make sure your sleeves are lining up. And it doesn't have to be perfect. So let's go ahead and measure from the top with our ruler 3 inches down right here. Let me slide this iron to the side. It's pretty hot. Alright, so 3 inches down is about right here. Now since I said my image is 10 inches, I'm going to go ahead and find my 5-inch mark on my ruler and align it with the middle of the shirt. And so once I cut my line, that 5 inches right there, that will total my 10 inches for my my design. Couldn't get it out. All right, so I'm gonna just go ahead and cut my straight line all the way to 5 inches. And you can also space it out a half an inch, an inch, or however far apart you want them to be. So I'm going to just eyeball it, and I'm going to do about a half an inch for each section. And you just want to continue to go down until you get to, I said it was 10 by 11 and a half. I'm going to go all the way down till I get to 11 and a half. So 11 and a half, I'm just going to put a little cut right here just to let me know where to stop at. If you decide to do make you a shirt after watching this video, please post a picture of it. I would love to see it. I know I've been seeing people do some Halloween shirts like this. I may or may not do one. I'm actually going to do a school shirt this year for my daughter like this. All right, keep in mind where your bottom mark is, so you don't go past that. Let's see if I cut in the middle of that. It should be good. Okay, so we have our slits, our cuts, and I think we're done with the ruler for now. So this is what my slits look like in the middle. And then I'm just going to place my image right here in the middle of this design. Just to see. Wait, did I go down 11 and a half? I mean, yeah, 11 and a half. Let's see something. Nope, I think I went down 11. So I can cut another slit. It's about right there. And the good thing about it is you can always go back and fix it if you cut short, if you went short with cutting it. And the reason why I add an inch to each side is so that way when I overlap it, I have that half an inch to add that adhesive tape to it. So right now it looks like I have plenty of room to go down. Some more. So I may stop right here. All right, let's fold the shirt back in half. Try to find your middle point. All right, So hopefully I lined it back up where it was. And I am going to, let's put this here. Take it down. Where did I put my mark at? To about right here. Don't forget to put it where that 5-inch mark is. Line it up. Now I'm trying not to burn myself with that iron. It gets really, really, really hot. All right, let's see what we got. We can undo the shirt again. Take a look at it. Line your image up just to make sure it's like how you want it to be. And I'm trying to pull this down so it's not way up here where I don't get an accurate measurement of where to place my image. All right, so my image is going to go about right there. And I still could go down some more. Like, I feel like I could go down a lot more. All right. At this point, I'm going to get my scissors. 1 second. Got to improvise sometimes. If it doesn't come out like how you want it to be, just fix it till you get it how you want it. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pinch about a 1/2 inch down, cut a slit, and I'm just going to cut straight across. The cut does not have to be straight because once you pull the strings, you won't be able to tell that it's all jagged anyway. Alright, so that's one. How far more? I'm going to do another one. Right here. So I'm just cutting along each side until I get to where it lines up on the edge. Okay, I'm scared to cut another one. Yep, that's good enough for me. So see, it's about right here at the, it matches up, this slit right here kind of matches up with the bottom of the words. All right, I'm done with that. So I'm going to turn my shirt inside out. And this Gildan shirt, it does not fray, so you don't have to worry about it fraying. And also the polyester, this polyester fabric that I have, it doesn't fray as well. So now here's where the heat and bond comes into play. And it says just iron it on for about 2 seconds. So I'm going to line it up. soon as I can open it. I'm wondering if I should cut this in half. Yep, I'm going to cut it in half. All right, so just measure the length of this and cut. Wait, those are my fabric scissors. And so is my blade. And since I'm going to cut this in half, I'm going to use this other half to go on this side. We're just going to eyeball it. I have to measure. Alright, so one is going to go on this side. Take the tape off. Alright, tape doesn't want to come off. But I'm going to line it up with the edge of this fabric on this side. And then I'm going to line this side up on the edge of this side. Okay, and I am going to iron it on. Oops. This is very, very hot. Okay, I have my Teflon sheet. Just so I don't do something I shouldn't. All right, so just iron it on. Making sure it doesn't slide, because that's what it did a little bit. Let's say 2 seconds or 2 minutes? Oh, 2 seconds. Okay. So hopefully that's good. And then we're going to do this side. And I have this clear Teflon, so as you can see straight through it. Making sure you're ironing the heat and bond where it should be. That should be over 2 seconds. Let me see if it adhered to the fabric. Yep, it did. All right, so now that we have these two sides, we want to put heat and bond on these two sides. And we don't want it to overlap. I don't want to overlap this side because it already has heat and bond there. So I'm going to just measure. It within, can you see it? Measure it within without overlapping over these. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to cut those in half. And y'all, I like to clean as I go, so just going to wrap this up, put it back in here so it's ready for the next time. And I'm just going to cut this in half. Place it in the middle, line it up. Do the same thing for this side. And also a tip that I'm doing that you should not be doing is ironing on your cutting mat, because it would, the heat from the iron would warp your mat. Alright, so I place it on top, making sure it didn't move. Just checking. It's always better to check twice than to have to redo it all over again. Well, for me anyway. I hate redoing stuff. I'd rather get it right the first time. Y'all think that's 2 seconds? Let's see. All right, now let's try to peel it off. All right, so I'm peeling it off. And for those of you who don't have fingernails, you can always use your Cricut tool or some type of sharp object to peel off this paper. So this is basically double-sided fabric adhesive. So it sticks once you iron it on, one side sticks, and then you just peel it off and the other side will stick to the other, whatever you're ironing it to. Okay, so I have that off. Whoop. And I have my shirt inside out. What I want to do is align, make sure it's kind of straight. All right, I want to align my image, flip my image over so you see the wrong side. And then line it up to the top where your image meets that first cut that you did. Want to make sure it's even on all 4 sides, or as even as possible. I don't know why I feel like I need another slit at the bottom, y'all. Should I or should I not? I don't want to push it. Okay, I'll leave it. Don't do it. Just leave it. All right, so now I can just go ahead and I might not need my Teflon sheet. Let's see. Yeah, I can just go ahead and iron straight onto the shirt around where my heat and bond is. I was trying to figure out how to put it under my heat press. But I'll just work with this. Why isn't it sticking? I'm gonna turn this thing on high. It has 3 settings. It's low, medium, high. So if I burn my shirt, y'all, I hope I don't. It says 2 seconds, so what's going on? Maybe I was just sliding it too much. A bigger iron would work faster too. But this will work. So I'm just going to finish ironing it all the way around. And then once I do that and get the fabric adhered to the shirt all the way, then we can move on to the next step. Let's flip this shirt inside out and see what we got. Oops. I'm just shaking up the camera, y'all. All right, so this is what we have. I did cut it just good enough. Should I do an... Yeah, that's good. Now, you have two options. You can either leave it the same, and eventually after you wash it and dry it, it will, what's the word? It will hang even more. Or you can go ahead and pull it. And that's going to already go ahead and make the strands longer. So I don't know which one I'm going to do yet. Let's see, I'll do two at the bottom and see what I think. Because the more you pull it, the more you can see your design. I don't know what y'all think. Should I leave it or should I pull it? I'm just going to pull it just a little bit on each. Meet in the middle. Just a tad bit. And then pretty much your shirt is done. That's it. So some things that I've learned when I did this shirt that I would do differently. Pretty much I would, the ironing part. I would probably put it on my heat press while it's turned inside out. And I will put it on my heat press. And let's see, I'm going to do it as if I'm actually doing it. All right, so you see the top part here. I would just fold over, well, overlap, put this on the heat press up into this point at the edge of the heat press. Do not put your design on your heat press because it will reheat your image and it will probably cause some ghosting. So do not put this on the heat press. Let this part hang off and just have where the heat tape, well, the heating bond is, and just clamp it down, and the heat press would just take care of that whole line instead of taking so long with the iron. Work smarter, not harder. And then you just turn it this way. Repeat the same process. Turn it upside down. Put it over the heat press, just this area, this shirt, and this area where the tape is. Press it, and so forth. And that would be a lot faster than using the iron. And also, I realized, I read the instructions again, and the instructions said 8 seconds, not 2 seconds, to hold your iron on it. So, but that's okay. I got it on there, and I love how it came out. I love the sparkle. I love the how vibrant the sublimation image came out. Looks good, really, really good to me. So this is my work shirt for me and my husband's business. And who says your work shirt has to be boring? Definitely not mine. So if you have any questions, any concerns, any tips, tricks that you may have to help me out with this shirt, or things I can do better, or if you just love it, just let me know. All right, bye.